This is Carrie Gatto with Keller Williams Realty, and today I am interviewing Ann Obraskin, who is the owner of the Marketing Moms Digital Services Agency. Hi, Anne Marie, how are you?
Hi, Carrie. Thanks so much for having me. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Could you start us off today by describing your business?
Absolutely. So I help uh, women entrepreneurs, mostly moms, just naturally connecting with them uh, with their digital marketing of their business. That's everything from strategy through all of the implementation. So it can be ads, social media, content, email, across the board, whatever you need. Because I've been doing this for about 13 years now.
Wow.
So, and I have a team that works with me too. So the goals of my business are kind of twofold. We have the side that provides the more affordable digital marketing solutions for entrepreneurs. And then the other side is that I hire other parents so that they can have that income when they are, if they choose to be at home with their children.
Amazing. That's so great. What
Yeah, it's a lot of
inspired,
fun.
what inspired you to start your business?
Um, I grew up with two parents who ran their own businesses. So it was kind of always in my mind that I would probably do something like that. And um, before having a child, I knew that that was kind of how I wanted to kind of set up my life. I wanted to be able to have a business so that I could be around as much as possible. Um, and so that was really that's really kind of behind everything that I'm doing of like, okay, this is going to work because this is how I want my life to look.
Got it. That was great that you had that forethought to plan ahead like that. That's wonderful. And so who is your ideal client, would you say?
I tend to work with a lot of, like I said, moms, but also just parents in general, um, who are probably around like 3 years into their business. They may be, or sometimes sooner if they're like just growing quite a bit, because I mean, they have to be at the point where they're kind of starting to outsource a little bit. And so whenever they're starting to get to the point where they need another set of eyes, or just someone to bounce ideas off of. I do that a lot with people. Like sometimes I don't even do the implementation. I have a few clients where we have a call every other week and we just kind of walk through what they're doing. And we say like, okay, great. And we kind of talk about, okay, well, here's what I would do the next couple of weeks. And we work together to kind of come up with a plan. And then we check in 2 more weeks and we see how things are going. Um, so it's a nice kind of balance between doing it yourself and then like outsourcing as much as you want to be. Because usually outsourcing the majority of their marketing is the end goal. Because a lot of the time my
Yeah.
clients will come to me and they don't like it, they don't enjoy it, even if they have like an understanding of it, it's not what they like to do. So ideally I can get it off of their plate so that they can focus on whatever it is that they do, whether it's like a subscription box, if it's a service, if it's a product, like they can focus on coming up with the ideas and growing their business in other ways.
Yeah, you're giving them their time back.
Right, exactly. Which is something like there's not a lot of.
Absolutely. And that's good to know that you can either work in a consulting capacity or you can really do it all for people.
Yeah. And it makes it easy too, because it's nice to have that flexibility, because sometimes there will be seasons where they need some additional time where they can outsource things. And then there's other parts like I get a lot more outsourcing in the summertime because people are home with their kids and they're doing a lot more. So they have less time to work on their business. But then when the kids are back in school, they're kind of diving back in, they're coming up with new ideas, and it's more of a consulting role then. So it's super flexible. We go back and forth a lot. And it's really fun to be able to see my clients' businesses grow no matter what capacity it is that I'm working with them.
Yeah, that's great. And so, how do you stay motivated?
Um, I guess there's a couple of ways that I stay motivated. Uh, Sometimes it is an outside goal, like income. That can be a motivator. And then um, other times my motivation will be like a new idea that I've had or a new project that I'm working on. That's part of why I really like this field and working in digital marketing in general, because things are always changing. So there's constantly new things to be learning and experimenting with and trying out. And whether it's for my own business or for my clients, um, having that constant new, like new things to try is really exciting, and it stays motivating that way.
And it's great that you love that part because I know for a lot of business owners, that's the frustrating thing is trying to keep
Yeah.
up with all the
Yeah,
change.
absolutely. And it's helpful. Yeah, because I'm sure if I didn't love that part of it, it would be super frustrating.
Right, exactly. What's a little known fact about your business?
um, a little known. I
Or
don't
like something that you've learned while you've been in business?
Mhm. I will say something I learned about myself. I've been one of the many women in their 30s who discovered that they have ADHD in like the last few years. Um, and that like understanding myself more really helped me with my business a lot, because it helped me kind of reframe my strengths. Um, and I would say like going into this, I mean, just being in business for a long time, having done it for over a decade, like there's things that you learn about yourself and about like the industry and things like that. Um, but by being able to uh, hone in on strengths, it makes it a lot easier because it's um, less putting yourself in situations that are going to be stressful. Um, and that's including like just being a mom. I mean, that's things that my daughter's 4.5. So in the last 5 years, I have learned that just like being super upfront and working with other people who are in similar life stages as you. Um, that it makes it a lot easier because they're much more understanding. Um, and something that I do is like when I'll have sales calls, um, my daughter is frequently there. Like she'll pop in, she'll say hi, she'll be running around. Because I want that to be the standard and the expectation, as opposed to expecting it to be silent, like corporate meeting type. And then me in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm worried about something popping in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that brings me to my next question, which is, as a mother and a business owner, um, is there like a mompreneur moment you might be able to share that comes to mind, or how
Oh,
how have you balanced
yeah.
motherhood and business?
Yeah, constantly. And it is that balance is because of the inevitability of
Yeah.
things happening and having to be able to kind of roll with it, especially as, I mean, as a fully online business, all of my calls are on Zoom, right? Like they're all video calls. They're all in my home. They're um I don't work at, like I don't have an outside office. Um and especially the last few years, everybody's been home with me. So
Right.
it's been something where just kind of being able to roll with that and really involving my daughter in my business. I mean, involving her like as much as possible, um, and just making it a part of how I'm portraying myself publicly. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And she loves being able to see like pictures of herself. Like we did like a photo shoot together, and she thought that was like so cool. And doing things like that have been really fun.
Yeah. I think it's really cool the way that you've wrapped your branding around being a
Mhm.
mom, and attracting your tribe that way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think I've had my clients tell me that it makes them more comfortable as well, because they know that, like, if their kids are running around in the background, like, I'm not going to get annoyed or something like some other people might. And that's totally valid too. Like, there's plenty of people who don't like mixing their family with their business, and that's fine. I've just found that it makes my life a lot easier if I do.
I love that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for connecting today. I really appreciate your time. Lastly, can you let viewers know how best to reach you and learn more?
Absolutely. I'm most active right now on Instagram. So you can message me there at AM Obraskin. Um, I update in stories and on my feed. And you can check out my website at it's amobraskin.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Anne Marie. Great to
Thank
meet you.
you. You too.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Let's Get Down to Business.